Episode 281. Thank you all for listening to episode 280, The Lost Treasure. I am the Lost Treasure, Gray Lamarck, here with my co-host.
Your Road Bear.
Bruce Mathis.
And no Parrot today. He may show up later. We'll see. So we'll just get right into this. Thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes and also on Instagram at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing, the primary sponsor of Over the Line Sports Podcast. We appreciate him. He can hook you up. We're going to get hats coming soon, but he just got us some koozies, some hoodies, all that fun stuff. He's good at what he does. Mention Over the Line Sports Podcast. He will hook you up with a deal. I'm thinking we might want to, because if we do some golf outings like we did last year, we might have to get some OTL Nike polos for golf. And I'm thinking when we do this golf outing that, now in charge of, we might have to have him for that. Even if we're playing together or not. Because want to get as many teams out there as possible. We are probably going to be the primary sponsor, which would be cool. And we'll have to work that out with Sparty Steve so he can help us out. So Sparty Steve, we got to thank him too. He might be helping us fund that because we got to see if we're the title sponsor, how much we're going to charge for that. So we're looking at trying to do, I would ideally like to do it at Valleywood because we can do multiple things there, or at River B. And worst comes to worst, we're probably going to look at FT as last, but Brandywine's a possibility too. So we'll see how that goes. Unless old Barrington Cub can get us in the old Toledo Country Club.
I don't know if that would be quite in the budget.
Probably not.
I've seen some of the rates for what they put out, and it ain't cheap.
Yeah, probably wild. But
yeah, I would think that a Valleywood or Fallen Timbers or Riverview would be a better option, budgetary wise.
Oh yeah, and I think FT'd probably be the cheapest, but Valleywood could do a lot of things. You got a banquet hall up there. It's a nice course, and they do a good job out there. So we're looking at that because we'd like to do a stuff for the ladies the same day. If we can do a purse bingo while the guys are out golfing. Purse bingo is a big deal when you're doing that, but it's weird. You got to have separate rooms where you're conducting bingo versus where you have the alcohol, because you can't jeopardize your liquor license. It's got to be in different areas. So liquor control does not like that when you do bingo and drink in the same room. As long as you're in a separate room, you're all right.
That seems like the strangest rule I've ever heard in my life. Like, in what instance does bingo and drinking have anything to do with each other? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Right.
So you're telling me I can go to the casino and play bingo and drink?
Mm-hmm.
So why can't I do it in a banquet hall?
I don't know, but we did it at Fallen Timbers, and all you had to do was shut the doors and go into the other room and drink alcohol, and then come back from your break after drinking and play bingo again. It's just the weirdest. We don't know why, but it's a thing. It's crazy.
Interesting. All right.
Yep. So we're going to try to see what we can do for this golf outing. We're talking August. It's kind of pushing the envelope, but we're going to try to do it because the guy I'm working with, he made a good point that college football starts in September and October. It's going to be harder to get people out there unless you can do like an early morning tee time, which we're going to try to do regardless. So we'll see how that works out. But I know we're going to keep all you guys in the loop because if we're putting it on, and that's big for us, that's a big deal. Doing our charitable contributions and helping the community.
That's right. That's what we're here for.
That's what we said we were going to do, and now it's an actual opportunity. So we're gonna see how this works. We'll see what we can do.
OTL love the kids.
Yeah, that's right. OTL love the kids. Hey, I should just let you speak. Bruce Mathis here. Oh God. It'll be interesting. We just can't let Parrot speak.
No.
He can't say any words. We also got to thank Crandall's Quality Landscape and give Sean a call. 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas and not
East Lafayette, Indiana. I think that's where I'm passing through right now.
Nice. So you got a few hours. What? How much time you got left? About an hour?
Little under 2.
Little under 2. And then it's vacation for the Bear, right? Going to be at that old draft tomorrow?
Yeah, going to the draft, which I'm sure we'll get into here in a little bit. But yeah, heading over to Cleveland. I mean, it's one of those things when it's that close, it's a once in a lifetime sort of thing. You're not going to go to many drafts, so it should be entertaining. We're gonna see. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow, so that's gonna suck. But who cares?
That's right. And we're going to get into that. You are absolutely correct. A lot of different things going on today in sports, and we'll try to get through as much as we can. And we're going to shorten wrestling this week, which we'll get into that on the wrestling show. But we also need to thank Sparty Steve already, thanked All Our Clothing, thanked Crandall's Quality Landscaping, and last but not least, the great Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com.
Yeah, you need to make sure you go to Amazon, pre-order that book, Dating Sucks, But You Don't. It's about 2 weeks from dropping. And if you don't pre-order it, we're going to keep plugging it until you buy it. So make it happen. Get over to Amazon.com. Go to Dating Sucks, But You Don't by Connell Barrett. Pre-order the book so you can get it faster than anybody else. And in the meantime, go to datingtransformation.com so you can get that consultation from Connell, get that confidence up, and be ready for the summer, because you're probably going to be vaccinated, and the ladies or the guys or whoever you're into ain't going to be into if you're not vaccinated. So go to datingtransformation.com and make sure you pre-order the book. Dating Sucks, But You Don't.
Beautiful. All right. Had a lot of stuff going on. So look, I want to back up into trivia last week, Bear, give you an opportunity to catch up. So before last week's trivia, I was at 112, you were at 99, Cody at 78, Parrot 57, Peapod 8, Wes Anderson 2. After last week, Cody and I both got 6, and the Parrot got 4. So we will give you this opportunity to get some points, Bear. First one for 2 points each. Name the MLB team that plays in the oldest ballpark in the entire league and the MLB team that plays in the newest ballpark in the entire league.
Ooh, it's a good one. I would say, I think the newest would be the Braves. And let's see, the oldest. Oh, damn. And it's not name changes, right? It's still the same stadium.
Yeah, just who plays there. Name the stadium. Yep.
That's what I'm trying to think. I would say the Oakland Athletics. Oh, fuck. I guess I forgot that the Red Sox still play in Fenway. I'm going to go with them. Give me the Red Sox and give me the Braves. Red Sox for the oldest, Braves for the newest.
So the Red Sox is correct, and I said the Cubs and Atlanta, and the Cubs was close, but Atlanta, I said Atlanta too, and we took the points because that's what he said it was, but then Bruce Mathis and Parrott contested it and said Texas is the newest one because they just started playing in it, so they were actually correct, but we gave everybody the points, so you're going to get points for both of those as well.
Okay.
So good job. But yes, so Atlanta was not right, but it was until Texas this year, but we're taking it. And then Boston, 1912 is when that.
What was Wrigley?
Wrigley was 1914.
Okay, so a little bit after. I mean, and I think Texas was still technically built. They just didn't play in it. The Braves just played first. I think they were built at the same time. Like, they were pretty damn close to about even. For whatever reason, Texas just played in their old ballpark last year, whether it was because of COVID or whatever, but I'm pretty sure Globe Life was ready to go. I remember seeing it, and I was like, that's weird why they're not playing in it. So yeah, I definitely think that may be why he was confused, because I bet by the building date, I bet technically that's a correct statement, but yes, by when they actually played in it, yeah, this is the first year that Texas has played in their new stadium.
Right. And then the other one was for sports. There are only 2 current MLB players who are on the top 100 career batting averages list. Name them. 2 points each, and they have to have, because we asked further, 1,000 games and at bats minimum.
There's There's only 2 active players in the top 100 for average.
Yep.
Holy shit. Oof. That's a tough one, man.
So all of us got one, and then the other one, all of us got the third. The other 2 guys, I got the one that's third, and I think we each said the third, fourth, and fifth guys, which is crazy.
Oh goodness. Didn't even begin to think if they would be in their prime, if they'd be older. I'd have to say Miguel Cabrera. It's got to be one of them.
Correct. That's who we all got. So 4 for 4 on that.
Even though he's drastically lowering it as more years he plays.
Yep.
One more, huh? Shit. The one that keeps coming in my head is Pujols, but I don't think that's right. I feel like I don't think he's batted that well a lot of his career. I think he's at a half-half. So I'm not going to say him. 1,000, you said 1,000 games played or 1,000 at-bats?
That was the minimum for both.
Okay. So that's 10 years at least, a little under. Oh, shit. It's got to be a freaking like leadoff hitter or something like that. Give me, I don't know if he's even been in the league that long, but I'd go with Paul Goldschmidt. I don't think he has.
So that is incorrect. The other one is actually Jose Altuve.
He's been in the league for 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow. I would have never guessed that.
Played 1,000 games. So he's at 311. Miggy's at 313. I thought DJ LeMahieu, and these guys thought Mike Trout, and they're tied for third at 305. And they're third in this list, but they're actually 125 on the list. And Joey Votto is at 304.
Yeah, I thought about him as well. That was my other thought. I didn't think Trout because I didn't think he would have had that time in yet, but
yeah, he's there. He's had that many games.
Oh, okay.
And then for wrestling, for 2 points, this WWE Hall of Famer's first WWE televised match was a title match against Jackie on a 1998 episode of Sunday Night Heat, in which she wrestled under the name Starla Saxton.
Oh shit. Starla Saxton. Let's go with Molly Holly.
You are correct.
I really couldn't think of anybody else.
You get 8 of 10 points for last week, so that's good stuff. All right. So let's move on to today's show. We had a question actually come in from Brandon of the Grown Ups, and I liked it. And I told him, yeah, we'll definitely ask it on the show. And it can be in any sport of anything. It's just a personal question. It's Brandon's random question for our show. Who is the most underrated athlete of all time? We can pick a sport, or we can just say who we think is the most underrated athlete of all time.
That's a tough one, man.
It is a very
underrated athlete of all time. I'll let Cody go first. I gotta think here.
I don't know. Like, the only thing that comes to mind for me would be in basketball. And just off the top of my head, basketball-wise, I'd say Robert Horry and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, Rodman for sure. And you know what? Being a Celtics fan, I thought Dennis Johnson too. Dude was a great defensive guard back in the day, in the 80s. But he was overshadowed, of course, by Larry Bird, McHale, Parrish, all them guys.
Yeah.
But his defense was just insane. What about like in baseball? What about Big Hurt?
Frank Thomas?
I don't know if
He
he was
won an MVP
underrated.
though. Yeah, did he win an MVP?
He might have. I think he did.
Yeah, I think he won an MVP. I wouldn't consider him underrated.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a tough question because I mean, you can take underrated a lot of ways, and people could. I think you might think that because he never took his team, to a World Series or anything like that. But I could see why you would think that. But yeah, man, that's a good question. I was trying to think of like the NFL and who is underrated, but I mean, you don't really have you don't really seem like there's many guys that are that underrated. Like I thought Marshawn in his prime was underrated. I thought Marshawn still. I mean, I wish he would have gotten a better chance. I mean, I think he was just a down and dirty runner, but a lot of people don't realize how good of a running back he actually was. So
Who was that running back way back in the day? Well, I say way back in the day, but in the '90s for the Jets. Um,
Curtis
Curtis
Martin?
Martin.
Curtis Martin.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame though.
He is, but I mean, he's still underrated. He's not. When I mention top 10 running backs, the average person would not say Curtis Martin.
I agree with that. I could see Curtis Martin definitely in that underrated category. There's no doubt about it.
I gotta pull a stat on him because I feel like he rushed for 1,000 yards for like several seasons in a row.
He's like top 5 all time in yards.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go.
Like,
I just found it. Rushed for 1,000 yards in his first 10 seasons in the NFL.
You don't see that. That's impressive. Very impressive.
And you're right, Cody. 4th leading rusher in NFL history, but you won't hear his name. I bet you people outside of this podcast that don't follow sports, they wouldn't name Curtis Martin in the top 5.
I wouldn't have named Curtis Martin in the top 5. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have.
Cody would have. He just knew it.
Yeah, me and Curtis Martin went to high school together. That's why.
Curtis Martin ain't that old, is he?
That old. Oh shit. Damn. No, that's a great question. I like that. There's so many people that are either, underrated or underappreciated. Kind of the same thing. And that's a great question. I'm glad that Brandon brought that up. Let's go into some PGA last week. I know we had the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, and they had the 2 golfers, teammates playing together. My guys were in the lead after Thursday, and then they fell apart on Sunday. Victor Hovland and Chris Ventura finished 25th. Parrott with Matthew Wolff and Colin Morikawa missed the cut. And Homagooch, the name of the episode, finished 17th. And then Bradley Steele, Keegan Bradley and Brendan Steele finished 4th. So Bear pads his lead just a hair on Dub because you guys
He's
were
catching. He's catching.
Yeah, so you guys are literally 3 points apart.
Dude, Dub had what? 6 missed cuts in a row?
Yeah. Had a win and then 6 missed cuts and then 2 top or a 22nd, a 10th, another win. It's wild. Yeah. And so you patted your lead on me because I'm in last. So you're at 542. I'm at 593. That's still only 51. Last week, you weren't on last week. We were all within 30 last week.
Yep.
Now we're all within 51, which still isn't bad this deep into the season.
Yeah. And I mean, Parrott, even though he missed the cut, picked a good week to do it because I forgot that when they do this, they make the cut based off of 2 guys. So it's not, I kept thinking it was, it would have been 60 teams, but no, it was 60 guys. So really there was only 30 pretty much, or, 40, whatever it was, 41 or something, I think.
Right.
That made it through. So yeah, it was a little bit different, but yeah, it was 2-man. They did their best ball and they did their alternate shot. I honestly did not watch any of it. Unfortunately, as busy as I am, I did not get a chance to watch any, but I like tournaments like that. I think the PGA should do a couple more of those a year just to get the guys, let them pick their partners and let them play because I mean, it's a cool way to golf. It's something different. It's what a lot of people do at home. So they should do that more often, in my opinion. I think they would gain some viewers who may not, watch golf as much And I think a lot of people would like it if it was that way.
Yeah, it was fun, and even though my guys fell apart, it was still good to watch. This week I don't know much about Innisbrook Resort Copperhead Valspar Championship.
Innisbrook's older course. It's been on the circuit for a long time. This has always been a staple. That old Innisbrook here, good course. I think it's in South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Is that a true statement?
Which part?
Innisbrook. Where is that at? I think I put it on.
You put it at Copperhead.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I put it on there or not. I'm pretty sure
Palm Harbor, Florida.
Okay, Palm Harbor, Florida. I kept thinking it was South Carolina for whatever reason. I think they have a couple more to go there. But yeah, Innisbrook, they have. I think it's called the Snakehead or the Snake Bite or something like that. They have a couple of holes that are. It's that's the thing in golf, right? There's the 3 holes like the Bear Trap or all of that shit. So they had to put a name on it. So I think it's the Snake Pit, maybe is what it is. They got a couple holes like that. But it's a good tournament. Usually you garner some interest from some bigger guys, and it looks like from the field this week there are. I think Thomas is playing. I think DJ's playing. So they got some bigger names in the field this week, which is a good thing, and it's probably more of a warm up to the PGA Championship here in a couple of weeks for them. So these guys should have a pretty good time at this course. But they didn't play it last year. And I'm pretty positive Paul Casey won it in 19 and 18. So he is the 2-time defending champ here at this course. And see if he can three-peat.
I hope so, because me and Dub both have him.
And I think I took Sung J M.
You did.
Is that correct? Okay. I filled that thing out on Sunday night, so I couldn't remember.
Sung J M.
Sung J M. He's been playing some good golf lately, so hopefully he can get me a top 10.
Yep. What about you, Cody Bryant?
I don't think I picked him yet this year. I'm going with Patrick Reed.
You have not. You picked a Patrick, but not that one.
Not that one.
And Parrott will get his pick at some point. Hopefully before tomorrow morning, or he's getting another no pick. And he'll still be ahead of me. And still be in contention for the lead.
Crazy shit.
You guys are all so close, which is mind-boggling. I mean, the fact that we were all within 30 is just nuts.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's great. I mean, I love when we get these ones that are they're tight, they're close. You don't get that a lot. It seems like we always get a blowout one way or another. So to have everybody in it, that's a good thing.
Well, and to shift to NASCAR, one thing I am able to do is pick a good team with one guy. If you're in a DraftKings league with me, you will beat me. I finished last 3 weeks in a row, when I've been in first in every single one of them at some point in the race.
Yeah, you're having a rough go of it.
Last week, I thought I had a great lineup. I couldn't believe that I could get the guys I did. And just wrecks, man. That shit, that hurts you. Slick Billy Byron got Jake a second. Ryan Blaney Stone, as Cody called him, got him a 9th. I got a 14th with Ryan Priest. Corey LaJoy, 22nd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 33rd. He was one of those guys I had. Dude, I was like, when I saw that I was winning, I'm like, I'm going to finish last again. I go to the points after the race. I'm like, and last. Just having a rough year, man. I'm still in the lead in our pool, which is wild because I pick one guy, but picking a team, just not having my year. But still a lot of races left. I'm 300 something out of first, but that's a couple weeks. Have a good couple weeks, you're back in it. Just can't keep finishing.
Yeah,
last.
I mean it's right. You'll, like you said, you'll get there, and it'll get to that point where it starts to get good. But yeah, it's been just a weird year, and I mean Talladega is a tough one. I mean Talladega is always it's wreck city, and there were definitely a lot of them. The only one I missed was Larson. I didn't see what happened to him by the time I started watching.
Engine
he was
blew
already
up.
out. Oh, he had an engine blow. Okay.
Yep. I didn't even watch any of the race, but I caught that highlight that his engine blew up. What happened with Logano? I heard that he flipped and all this shit. What happened there?
Yeah, so they were racing towards the end of stage one, and obviously they were racing hard, and I think there was 2 to go. And Hamlin was getting pushed by McDowell, I want to say. He was getting pushed by somebody. He got out. Hamlin got out of line for whatever reason. I don't know why, and tried to get back in line. Obviously, that closed up. So he got clipped in the back, hit the wall, or he clipped Logano in front of him after he got a little run. Denny, after doing that, barely, he kind of scrubs up against the wall and didn't have much damage. And Logano is down in turn 4. So he, going 200 miles an hour, getting clipped, he hit that bank and flipped over. Thought there was going to be another Ryan Newman scenario, and luckily Bubba Wallace has got great hands and hand-eye coordination because he just clipped him with his hood, but it could have been bad for both of them. So it was good that Bubba got out of the way, because it definitely could have been an ugly time for Logano. And then Logano after the race was bitching about how it's not safe and blah blah blah, and everyone's like, dude, you caused like 6 of those wrecks in your career. Like, you just because you're in one of them doesn't mean you can start bitching about it now. That's not how that works. So
Right.
So yeah, it was a pretty good race. So I mean, it was enjoyable. They had a wreck at the end of stage. They had a wreck at the end of both stages, and then right at the end of the race, like 2 laps before each. And then Keselowski ended up winning on a good run at the end. Byron was close. Harvick was close. There was a lot of guys up there. McDowell was back up there, and then people were wrecking at the end. So I was hoping that my boy Corey LaJoy would have been up in the top 10, because everyone else was wrecking around him. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I think he got caught up in the last wreck, unfortunately, or I might have got a top 15 out of him. But other than that, I love Talladega. It was a beautiful day, and got to watch most of the race and listen to the end of it.
Yeah, I didn't get to see much. But this week is nice. It is now time for the Bushy McBush race 400 at Kansas.
Absolutely lovely. The best name you're going to get all year of a race, the Bushy McBush race.
Oh, it's fantastic. And I'm looking forward to this race. I can't wait to see them say it. I might actually have to watch it.
Oh, yeah. It should be good. 2:00 on Sunday.
I believe so. And it looks like Dub is taking Ryan Preece, which is odd.
It's a bold choice.
He has had 4 starts here. His average finish is 25th. So good luck. I myself, I'm going to take somebody that's actually down the line in terms of average finishes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. So out of the top 17 driver, or out of the top, all the drivers in the circuit now, he's actually 17th with average finish of 18.1. But what I noticed is he's raced here 11 times. He has 5 top 10s and 2 top 5s. And those top 5s being recent. He's having a hell of a year already. He's already into the Cup playoffs. He's in the last 4 races, he's finished 3rd, 8th, 11th, and 2nd. So I am going to take and his average is down because the first 4 races he was here, he'd never finished better than 31st. Ever since then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races, worst finish is 18th, so he's going to finish 39th. But still, give me Alex Bowman.
Oh, Alex Bowman. Yeah, he's due for a good one. He had a couple of good ones, and unfortunately he wrecked at Dega because he had a good run there too. But yeah,
Hendrick is looking good this year, and Chase hasn't won a race yet, but we know he's going to. They're all getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, you know he will, but man, I tell you what, after Larson's hot start, he has sucked the last few weeks. So he has not been racing well. I mean, obviously an engine blowing up isn't quite his fault, but even the 2 races before that, I know he hasn't done that great. So since the dirt track, he's struggled.
Yeah, so he'll win another one.
I think he will. It's just right now he's on the struggle bus. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I took Truex. Is that correct? I can't remember.
You did.
I did take Truex. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure he has a couple wins here at Kansas. He's been racing the 1.5 miles very good. I think he won 2 of them, and he was like 3rd in the other so far this year in the 1.5 miles.
I believe so. And he's raced here. This is wild. 25 races here, 12 top 10s, 9 top 5s, 2 wins.
Yep. So I need a good finish. So I'm gonna put it on Truex this week, and hopefully he can get me a top 5. I need to.
That's
After
all
me starting hot in NASCAR, I've been doing shitty. I'm kind of like Kyle Larson.
right. And that's why
And if
I'm
I'm
in the
not
lead.
mistaken, too, none of us have a win yet, do we?
None of us have a win yet. You are correct. We have a few
That's rough,
seconds.
man. What do we? This race 11 or race 10?
This is now going to be race 12.
This is race 12. So we've gone through 11 races and don't have a win yet. That's rough. So it's on Cody Bryant's shoulders to get one for us this week.
There we go, Cody Bryant. You know who looks good here, Cody Bryant? I'll just give you some help, man. The top dog here is Mr. Kevin Harvick himself. 30 races, 17 top 10s, 10 top 5s, 3 wins. So he wins 10% of the time. He's in the top 10 33% of the time, and he wins about 55% of the time.
And Busch is his sponsor.
And Busch is his sponsor. You could also go with
fix is in.
Yeah. You could also go with like a Kyle Busch or a Kurt Busch. They also race well here. And their last name is Busch.
Busch. All right, I was gonna say maybe I might go with the fix is in, man. You know. Well, let's see. Because I was thinking of going with Denny Grand Slam Hamlin. But
Yeah, he does well here too. 9 top 10s and 25 races, and of those 9 top 10s, 8 of them are actually top 5s, and he's won 3 times here. So he's no bullshit. Then he would be a solid.
He was going to be who I was going to originally take, and I went with Truex instead.
So his finish in the last 3 races here, Cody, 15th, 1st, and 1st.
Oh no, I'm going Denny Grand Slam Hamlin.
There you go. Any Grand Slam Hamlin.
Get him with that breakfast.
With Canadian Hamlin. There you go.
Canadian Hamlin. And then we'll get old Parrot's picks whenever he joins the show someday. All right. So now that that's done, just want to do a few things. We're getting closer to the NBA playoffs, and we talked about this last week, Bear, and because I didn't realize it until last week, and they all talked about it, that the top 6 teams are in, and then 7 through 10 have a little round robin basically to get in.
Yep, I heard that, and I forgot about it. I knew they were going to do it, and I forgot about it. So it'll be interesting.
It's going to be wild. The Celtics are falling apart. They've lost 3 in a row. Marcus Smart got suspended today because he told off a referee, and they're tied with the Heat now. They have the advantage, but they're closing in. How many games are there, Cody? You were telling me about this.
I gotta try to look it back up. Let me double check. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But
yeah, while you look at that, I'll talk about it. The Nets have clinched a playoff spot. 76ers are about to. The Bucks are 3rd. The Knicks, man, those surprise Knicks are tied for 4th with my surprise Atlanta Hawks. Loving it. And the Boston Celtics are 6. Miami Heat 7. Charlotte Hornets 8. Pacers 9. Washington Wizards coming back. They were on a hot streak. They just cooled off with the loss. But man, they've been playing tough. Bulls are just sitting outside by a game.
I was about to say the Wizards Westbrook and Beal are just carrying that team, man. It's crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I got it. All right, here we go. With the new play-in tournament format for this year's playoffs, the 9th and 10th place teams play each other, and 7th and 8th play each other. The winner of the 7th and 8th place game becomes the 7th seed. The loser of the 7-8 game plays the winner of the 9-10 game. And
so I was right, like I said last week. I was like, that didn't sound right. Yeah, because I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. How they would just they got to play each other. Because I'm like, how in the hell would that happen?
So the loser the loser 7-8 plays the winner of 9-10, and the winner of that game becomes the 8th seed.
Yeah, see, so I was right, because when you guys were telling me last week, 7 plays 8 and 9 plays 10, and the winners are in. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any damn sense. But thank you for clarifying that for me.
Yeah, man. This is going to be exciting. I mean, for a lot of the grief that the NBA gets about, especially when it comes to the Eastern Conference, about it being a weaker conference, and a lot of those teams have, a lot of losing records outside of the top four. The NBA, no matter what, they always seem to figure out something to keep people interested.
Right.
Even in the Eastern Conference. So, shout out to the NBA because a lot of people really wouldn't even watch the first round of the playoffs, especially in the Eastern Conference, if it wasn't for something like this. So, hopefully it'll bring some more eyes and they'll watch the playoffs. A lot of people kind of shut down during the regular season and wait for the playoffs to start anyway. So, it'll be another interesting playoff run, I think. We'll see. I'm kind of hoping the Heat. We'll see what they do. I'm kind of hoping they make it back to the finals. Jimmy Butler said, "Get to the playoffs. It's all on me."
Yep. And then, how many games you say they play this season?
72 this year.
Okay. So they got about 10 left. And then out west, Utah's clinched. So that's good for them. They've clinched. Phoenix is in second. They'll clinch. Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers, Mavericks. And then you got the Trailblazers, Grizzlies, Spurs, and Warriors in that kind of bubble there with those 7 through 10. And that's pretty much probably where it's going to finish unless something wild happens because the Pelicans are 3.5 behind the Warriors. So it'll be interesting, man. Those four teams in 7 to 10. So Portland would play Memphis for 7, and then San Antonio would play the Warriors to try to play the loser of the other game to get 8. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
That'd be some good. The West is always going to have some good games, but I agree. I think the playoffs this year are going to be fun.
And just looking at, so we'll talk briefly. Cody, we talked about this. The NHL. How many games are they playing?
I can't remember how many they played this year.
I feel like they're only playing like a.
What is it, like 60 maybe?
60 game set, right? And because Carolina, Florida, and Tampa all already clinched. So maybe not. Well, yeah, they must have. Yeah, they've all clinched. So it's got to be. Well, maybe there's less than that. I don't know. Because they've clinched, and then Nashville and Dallas are playing for the other spot, and the Hawks are there too. Detroit's eliminated. So they, right. So, damn it. So they, so if they won 7, there's got to be less than 7 games left. I think it's less than that, Cody.
56.
There you go. So it is less than that. So there's 5 games left for teams. So Carolina, Florida, Tampa are in. Nashville, Dallas, and Chicago are playing for that 4th seed in the Central. In the East, the Devils and Sabres are out. Nobody else is clinched. In the East, nobody has clinched of the 6 teams left, but you got the Capitals in first with 68, the Penguins in second with 67, Islanders with 63, Bruins 62, and then the Rangers at 58. Flyers aren't going to make it, which I think is Bears' championship team.
Damn right it is.
So they
suck.
They probably are not going to make it.
That's what I get for picking fucking loser-ass Philadelphia teams.
And then Jake and Dub both took the Flyers to get to the runner-up and lose in the cup. And, because me, Cody, both have so Bear, we need you for this. We both have, if this happens and plays out this way, we have the Avalanche over the Lightning in 6 games. Both of us do. So what would the tiebreaker be?
Whoever can do a handstand the longest. I'm serious.
Can we do an Achilles stand?
No, that's not fair.
Watch your mouth.
You both have healthy arms. Not all you got healthy feet and legs.
Yeah, you know what though, Cody, I got to tell you, I was with Brad over the weekend, our boy Brad, when we watched UFC. We'll get into that later, and he was asking how you were doing.
Yeah, but hey, this Achilles is for the streets now. I'm back out the streets.
There we go.
Just play softball Monday night.
Oh God.
Now, I mean, with that, since we didn't do anything, if that happens, you guys would just both get a trophy.
Yeah.
No split, or actually, no, we'd split it because why? That's fine. It'd be like Michigan and Nebraska in '97 or whatever the fuck they did.
I call Nebraska. The so in the North, this is kind of crazy. So the Maple Leafs have 65 points. They have not clinched yet. Oilers at 58, Jets 57, Canadians 51, and then the Flames 45, Senators 42, Canucks 41. So the Canucks, this is what's nuts. They have 41 points, but they've played 7 less games. Well, in their division, 4 or 5 less games than everybody else. They've only played 43 games because of the COVID.
Sucks to suck.
So they are not yet eliminated.
Are they letting them make those games up then, or?
I guess, because they could still. I guess if they can get it, let them make the playoffs, because that's 13 games that they could play. Yeah, they got postponed against the Flames, Jets, Oilers. So it'll be interesting to see how their schedule plays out.
Yeah.
I guess if they have a shot at the playoffs, they might let them play it.
I would think, but yeah, I don't know what the rules were.
Oh yeah, here you go. So right now they're playing Calgary. Then they got Toronto, Edmonton, 4 games in a row.
Good God.
Winnipeg twice, Calgary, and then Edmonton, and then end with Calgary 3 times. So they actually have a shot.
Good.
Because that's all their division. They just got to win. That would be crazy if in a couple weeks we say that Vancouver made the playoffs.
Yes, it will be. I don't think they will, but they never know.
Yeah, so Vancouver, they are actually, I mean, they're playing 500. They're 19-21. They've played 7 less games than Ottawa, who only has 1 more point. So they can pass them. Calgary's played 5 more games. They're only 4 points behind. They can pass them. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Catching Montreal, though, will be tough because they're 10 points behind and they've played only 4 less games. So they just got to beat them up when they play them. Beat them up. And then in the West, Knights are in, Avalanche are in, Wild are in. They're playing for the last spot, which no teams are eliminated yet. The Ducks are about to be, though. Blues at 48, Coyotes 47, Sharks 43, Kings 42, with 2 of those teams having 10 games left. So it's going to be interesting. Probably going to come down to the Blues and maybe the Kings. They just got to win a couple games before that. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Vegas. I'd really like to see them for 2 reasons. 1, they were so close, the first year. And 2, if they make it, when I'm out there, there'll be games. So I think those are like the conference semis maybe. So it's not even quite the Stanley Cup yet. So yeah, it would be pretty awesome. I'd love to go catch a Knights game, but with my luck, they'll either lose or they won't be at home during that time.
Yeah, man, and they've won 9 in a row.
Yeah, they're hot. Them in Colorado. That's going to be the tough part of getting out of that division, being a Final Four. I mean, they're gonna have to play Colorado. And
Colorado's lost 2 in a row, but the Wild are catching on. They've won 7 in a row. It's a
lot of streaky hockey going on.
Yes, there is, and it's a good time to get hot. All right, so just a few notes, and then because I want to cover the NFL draft, we want to spend some focus on that. But Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather, June 6th.
It's just it's a money grab.
Yep, but
AKA an illegal stream for me.
We don't do anything illegal here. What are you talking about?
Bullshit.
That night we will.
I ain't giving them my money. Floyd's rich. He's richer than I'll ever be by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions. He don't need my money. Floyd don't need the money. I don't even know why he's taking this fight. He does not need the money. People take these fights for the money, and he's doing why? You're 49-0 or 50-0. Why?
50-0.
Why do this? And he's not going to do anything. He's going to sit there and throw a couple jabs and back off. I mean, it's an exhibition. So, technically, it's an exhibition. So even if he loses, it don't even matter.
So, Bruce Mathis, you rooting for Logan Paul in this fight? Because I know you love Floyd Mayweather.
You know what? I wouldn't even waste time to steal this fight, to be honest. I don't want no parts of either one of them. Like, you got the woman beater, and this is the one. He's the pedophile, right?
Yeah. No, it's his
Yeah.
brother. I think Jake Paul's the pedophile. He's the one that just beat Askren in some bullshit match that had to have been a setup.
I don't think it
And
was a setup. It's just that Ben Askren sucks. Like anyone who's trained boxing for more than like 3 months probably could beat Ben Askren. It's not that. Like I don't think it's that complicated. He absolutely has terrible stand up. I mean, people were talking shit about it, but if you watch that, I mean, he knocked him silly. It might have been not a KO, but he knocked him silly.
yeah, it was enough. Yeah, it was enough to make a difference.
Again, just stupid, pointless fight for Ben Askren. It's all about the money for him.
Yeah, well, I think they said I seen somewhere he made more money on that fight
than ever in UFC.
Than he ever did in the UFC. So what does that tell you?
And did you see?
Did you see? That was the only half decent thing Jake Paul did that was good. Was call out of that.
Right. And then, did you happen to see what other former UFC fighter was on that card?
Which one with Askren?
Yeah.
I seen Frank Mir was supposedly on that one.
Yep, he was. He got
Frank.
beat.
Jesus. Poor Frank.
Yeah, old man Frank Mir.
Right. That's what we come down to, huh?
Don't need to be doing that anymore. Yep.
Right.
Don't need to be doing that anymore.
Jesus, Frank.
Jesus, Frank. All right, so let's go. There were so many different things that happened at UFC 261. Let's just go up the card, the main card. So Anthony Smith and Jimmy the Brute Crute, man, Smith caught him. So did he hit him just so hard in the tendon it just killed his leg? Because Crute, came out and after it happened, he shot in on Anthony, got him on the ground. I'm like, that's what you needed. And I was yelling the entire beginning of the fight. I'm like, Jimmy, you are a fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. Get him on the fucking ground. And he tried to stand up with Anthony Smith. I'm like, you're going to get your ass beat. And he fucking stood with him and stood with him and stood with him. I'm bitching that whole fight. And then finally when his leg goes dead, he's like, oh, I got to get to the ground. And they go to the second round and the doctor makes him walk out. So he walks out and then he tries backing up and he's all pumped. And then he freaking slipped with his ankle. Doctor's like, nope. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. If you would have just listened to me, the couch coach, when I was saying, do what you do jujitsu. Get him on the ground and you don't even shoot on him until your freaking leg's dead. Like, what the fuck? I was so mad at that fight. I was so goddamn mad.
I don't understand a lot of UFC fighters. They know what they have to do, and maybe they think, oh, I'm just going to take them down, so I'll stand with them. But, yeah, it never makes sense to me. Always fight to your strengths.
Right. And then, so that's what I want. So did he just hit a tendon so damn hard it just killed the leg for that little bit of time? Because I think Jimmy's fine.
I didn't even see it. I have no idea. I saw the whole doctor thing, and I just caught that highlight, but I didn't see the fight.
Yeah, he couldn't feel his leg. And, yeah, he doesn't even know. He can't get a scan until he gets out of quarantine. So he doesn't know what's up yet.
Man, that's messed up.
Yeah, because we don't know what's wrong. But let's talk about the main one, man. So it's like Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman. I was really looking to this fight, looking forward to it. And Weidman comes out, and it's the reverse of what happened to him when he fought Anderson Silva for the second time. He just went to kick, shattered that fucking leg on Uriah Hall.
Just wild, like how coincidental life can work sometimes. And you never want to see it. You didn't want to see Anderson do it. You didn't want to see Weidman do it, but it's just so crazy that for, whatever it was after the time, it happens to the guy that, Anderson happened. Like, it's so odd. Like, it was weird. And Uriah Hall, too, I mean, coincidentally enough, was the guy that everyone thought was the next Anderson Silva. That's what everyone thought coming up at middleweight.
And
so
he's the guy he just beat Anderson.
It's crazy that it's how life works, man.
And it's crazy that Weidman gave him his first loss, and Uriah Hall just beat him for his last loss on Halloween. It's just freaking nuts, man. And so that was actually their second fight, because they had fought back in 2010, and Weidman won. Uriah won this way, so there's going to be a third once Weidman's healthy, because Uriah wanted to fight him. He wants to avenge that loss, but he doesn't want to win that way.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy. If you watch that in slow motion too, it's even crazier, because his leg snaps. He doesn't even make a reaction until he steps on it. Like, that's the craziest part. Like, how delayed and all that adrenaline you have pumping. He didn't even know it until he stepped back down on it. That's the craziest part, I think, of that whole thing.
Oh yeah, we saw it go. We're like, oh shit, like, this is not good.
Yeah.
But let's just keep going up the card. Shevchenko and Andrade. I mean, Shevchenko just kind of handed it to her.
Yeah, that was.
Just
knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
she's a monster, and Andrade had zero. Should have never been in there, pretty much. But they have nobody else really. So.
Yeah. And Valentina, she's only lost to what, like Nunes, right?
Nunes, I think. Yeah, I think Nunes is her only loss.
Yeah, she's lost 3 times. I think twice was Nunes, and I got to see what that other one was. Liz Carmacci, doctor stoppage, back in 2010.
That's not even really a loss when the doctor stops it.
Nope. Yeah, she lost to Nunes decision both times.
So maybe another super fight on the horizon.
Yeah, because that Carmouche or whatever that she lost to, she fought her and beat her by decision, unanimous, back in 2019.
Yep.
And then
eventually lost.
But how about the big one, man? Thug Rose getting the belt.
Yeah.
And then Zhang, she's like, I was not out. We're like, bitch, you were out.
Man, yeah, she got kicked stupid. Like, that was bad.
And she thought, and still even at the end of the fight, she's like, they called it too early. I'm like, you were out.
So much disrespect for Thug Rose. She's one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. She was like 8% owned in DraftKings. I'm pretty sure she was on like 5 of my 6 lineups. I always pick Thug Rose. She's a monster, man. That team of her and Pat Barry, I tell you what.
She got that belt back.
Well deserved.
And then, of course, we got to talk about the main. Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal. Masvidal came out swinging in the beginning. But, man,
that's trash.
Whew. But
y'all can't be messing around with people with kids, man.
Oh, dude, Usman, I was getting angry because I was like, I hate Masvidal. I don't want to see shit. The only time I liked him is when he came out and kneed Askren in the face and ended it in 5 seconds. But, man, Usman he clocked him. And I'm like, watch it in slow-mo. Clocks him so hard, all that sweat, like you see in the movies.
Oh, my God.
Man, he just destroyed him.
There's nothing better than watching Jorge Masvidal get knocked out, running his fucking yap like he always does, and he ain't backing up for shit. He's no BMF. He's no nothing. He's a nobody. Send his ass back to the fucking undercard where he belongs, because that's all he's ever going to do. As long as Daddy Usman is there, fucking Masvidal ain't going to be shit. You want to count to shit, he ain't shit. Fuck Masvidal. I'm done with that dude. They should get him out. He can go fight on Tuesday nights with fucking Eddie Alvarez on TNT with whatever the hell that promotion is. Fucking worthless. Get him off my TV. I hate Jorge Masvidal.
So, and Usman just clocked him. I mean, that was just great. I just love seeing it. Just cold cocked him and just hit him good. Just so damn good.
Poetry in motion.
Can't say that man had the softest hands in the UFC.
No.
Oh my gosh. And then prepared I seen I guess his press conference said he was preparing for, 5 rounds of grappling and wrestling, and said talked all that trash. Said Usman had pillow hands, and
Yeah, he
apparently it
got
was
his ass handed to him.
yeah, he had apparently had a ton of bricks in them pillowcases.
But I didn't know how I felt about having 3 fights, but I'm actually happy there were or 3 championship fights. But I'm okay because it was the first time they've had fans in a long time, 15,000, and it was nice to just hear people again.
Yeah, I mean, but Dana was doing this without fans too, and he just
Right.
they
Right.
need to stop that shit. 2 is great. 2's fine. 2 should happen twice a year. 3 should never happen. There's no reason unless it's a big one, UFC 300, a big event, something like that. That's okay. There's no reason at all why we need to have 3 title fights on a card every 3 months. Just doesn't
At
need to
least
happen.
not in yeah, at least not in Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
You're right.
Like, Jesus.
Silly.
Shoot, we could have put 15,000 in my basement and called it Jacksonville.
Well, so 262 should be decent. 263, we get Izzy again back in middleweight. He's going to be fighting Marvin Vittori.
Yeah, there's like I said, there's some decent coming up, but I mean it's hard to look forward to. You just had 3 title fights, just blow your load, man.
Right.
And then, of course, we get Poirier McGregor again on July 10th, a week after episode 300.
Yeah, that'll be all right. At least it'll be the last one.
Right.
Think he'll retire McGregor?
I hope
I think
so.
I think he might. You saw McGregor just sold his proper Irish for $600 million, or his all entity and all that shit.
Mhm.
Yep. And then
Proper
I also
12.
saw that he bought that bar that he got into it with that guy, assaulted that guy, and then banned the guy. They banned the guy he assaulted. I'm like, what a petty dick.
Wow.
It's funny though.
It is funny, but what a dick.
He sold all that shit for them lawyer fees he gotta have for that sexual assault case.
Which one?
Or yeah, as I say, cases rather.
Yeah, him and Deshaun Watson must hang out at the same place.
I was gonna say, yeah, they need to pay the same lawyer. That's what it is.
So, now there's this new, so this was wild. I could not fucking believe this until I saw it. So the NHL just got some money, but did you guys see what the NFL TV deal was? That shit was wild when I read it.
The streaming rights?
Yeah.
It was like what, 2.7 billion or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was like over a long period of time, it was 111 billion.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that might have just
$111 billion. That is fucking insane.
Because the NFL drives and generates revenue, and
Here you go.
Always will.
Amazon, CBS, ESPN, ABC, Fox, and NBC committed to $110 billion for NFL rights over the next 11 years. 11 years. So basically $10 billion a year they paid for TV rights.
$10 billion a year. And that's going to be cool, though. I love, like, having Amazon Prime to watch Thursday night so much better than watching it on cable. Like,
agreed.
It's great. It's
and
fantastic.
Then, so with, now the NHL, I wanted to talk about that TV deal. Warner Media News, and they confirmed details on Tuesday that next 7 seasons are ESPN and for 4 Stanley Cups, and Turner gets 3.
Yeah, it'll be on TNT.
Yep, which means when they have Wednesday night NHL.
When is that deal? Yeah, when does that deal start?
Next year. Well, that's why WWE moved, because they thought there was going to be NHL on Wednesdays on USA, and they did. That's why they moved to Tuesday. But now there's not, so they might go back. It's kind of crazy to see what's happening. Yeah. And we're going to get some NHL. NHL might be on HBO Max. With the new hockey deal, there's going to be some times where they're going to be on HBO Max,
which is awesome.
So, but not in 2021. So they're going to be in the sports streaming spotlight, which is amazing. Turner Sports is there, so TNT and TBS will have Stanley Cup 3 out of the 7 years outlined in the deal. So they'll have it, and then specifically Warner Media's channels will air the championship series in 2023, 25, and 27. So
Nice.
obviously Warner owns TNT and TBS. So, but they're going to put games on HBO Max, which is awesome. The rest will be hosted by Disney's ESPN Plus and ABC.
Good.
So they paid. This is good
exciting stuff for them.
Yeah, and this is good for the NHL. $650 million a year for streaming rights.
Good. They need it.
They
Give
do.
them that money.
Hell yeah, man. I love NHL hockey is my favorite thing. Like playoff hockey is one of my favorite things to watch.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
Just like whenever we can go back to watch walleye games next year, I cannot
man,
wait.
that keeps popping up. That keeps popping up in my memories. Like the last, I don't know, like last month, I've had at least two playoff games pop up in my Facebook memories.
We need to see, and we were together, I think, on one of them.
Yeah.
I saw you across the ice. We need to be looking into them suites and see how much it costs us to have a suite for a year. I mean, it'll be a shitload, but
Right.
Yeah, I think
Never
the season
know.
tickets would be cheaper.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, but
They'll be raising ticket prices. They got to recoup all that money.
I would say that's what they might do, especially if they're good again.
Yeah, man, it's just been wild. All right, so let's talk about the NFL draft coming up this weekend. Bear, you're going to be there tomorrow night for round 1 of the NFL draft.
Yeah, Cleveland's going to be great. It's right outside the stadium. It's going to rain all day, which is going to suck, but it is what it is. I got a tarp there, so they'll be all right. I mean, we already know who's going to go 1-2 pretty much. So really, what the fun's going to start at 3, because everyone thinks it's Mac Jones. I don't think that's the case. San Francisco holds shit right to their vest. So
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Trey.
I've heard, so what I've heard recently is a lot of people have said Kyle Shanahan likes Mac Jones, and Lynch and the front office prefers Fields or Lance. So it'll be really interesting to see who wins that battle. So I think it's still a 50-50, thing right there of who they're going to take. But yeah, it sounds like we're gonna go probably 5 quarterbacks in the first 10 picks.
So it's probably right now, as they sit, 40%, or you can even go 45%. Mac Jones, 30% Trey, 25 Justin Fields.
Yeah, and that whole Justin Fields thing, with with the epilepsy and all that, that shouldn't be dropping Fields anywhere or anything, because I don't even think anyone knows if it's 100% accurate or true report. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't think the Niners go Mac Jones at 3, in my personal opinion. I think Mac is going to drop. If he gets picked at 3, good for him. But if he doesn't, I think he may drop out of the top 10. I do think that they'll go. Honestly, I think they're going to go Fields. I really do.
It's possible. I thought they were going to go Trey this whole time, so it'll be interesting what happens. Atlanta, I mean, I know the talk has been Kyle Pitts going to Atlanta.
I think Atlanta goes. I think I have them going with Lance. I have them sitting there at Trey Lance. I think that, I think they're going to take quarterback. A lot of people are on Pitts, but I just don't get it, I guess. Why would you, I mean, Matt Ryan only has a few years left.
Matt Ryan might not get a few years.
You got some talented quarterback out there. There's no reason to wait. That's just my opinion. But like I said, I'm not a draft expert either, but I think they're going to go quarterback as well.
So here's a fun one, and we've talked about this for a while with the Bengals. Now the Bengals and more of the stuff I read, Penny Sewell is going to be there more than likely, and makes sense because they need a guy to protect Joe Burrow. But Jamar Chase is there. He played with Joe Burrow, and the line. There's a lot of linemen this year, so I mean, there's been a lot of talk. I don't know how much you've read or heard about. There's the linemen. It's more deep with linemen than it is receivers this year.
Yeah, I mean, but there's not. I mean, this is once in a lifetime sort of deal. Like they're comparing Sewell to like Orlando Pace. I mean, if you have an offensive lineman who I mean, obviously you don't know, right? It's all a risk. It's all a gamble because you don't know, but you have to base off of tape and what you see. Why would you not want a guy who's going to protect Joe Burrow his entire career? If you can get a lineman to go 12, 15 years and stay healthy and protect them, you can get a wide receiver anywhere. Jamar Chase isn't oh my God, this dude's like the next coming. You can get, I'm not saying he's not good, but there's just a difference in the way that you would need what he needs, right? You already have T. Higgins. You have some other wide receivers there who are decent. Yeah, they got rid of A.J. Green, but he was old. That's okay. I mean, you have guys there. You can get there's wide receivers still out there on the market. Julio Jones is looking to get traded. You don't need Jamar Chase. You need Sewell. You need that offensive line, and you need to build that way. Now, if they picked up some offensive linemen in free agency during the offseason, then yeah, that would be a whole different story. Then great, go ahead and get Jamar Chase. But they haven't. This would totally be the Bengals if they go the wrong way here and take Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts if he's there instead of taking Sewell.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And then Dolphins are probably going to get a receiver. You got Devonta Smith there. Lions, even the Lions, if Penny Sewell, well, it's the Bengals, so we don't know. But so if they let Penny Sewell go, Sewell could end up with the Lions or anybody else after that might trade up to get him if the Bengals went with Chase. But I think they take Sewell. Panthers, now they got their quarterback. You think they go with a corner back here? Maybe Caleb Farley of VTech?
Who's the Panthers quarterback?
Darnold.
Do you really think that they're going to run with him and not pick quarterback?
Yeah. I think they do it.
Try it. Yeah,
they're going to try it, yeah, for a year, and then if they tank, they're going to be drafted next year.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I could see them still running with a quarterback potentially. It depends who's there. Maybe they got a guy they like. But yeah, I mean,
I could see them going after Fields too. If Fields is there, I could see him trying to get Fields.
I think if the guy, I'm assuming they probably have two guys, right? They have quarterback as a 1A and say, hey, if this dude drops to us, we're going to take him. And They probably have their 1B if the quarterback's gone, which is it's probably going to be Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, Devonta Smith, or Jalen Waddle. I mean, whoever hasn't been taken yet, that's what they should do. You already have McCaffrey, so you're good there. If you think Darnold's going to be your guy and the quarterback you want is gone, then yeah, you got to go wide receiver, unless Sewell is there, right? I mean, that'd
be asinine if Sewell's there.
Yeah, then I would think you take him, and hopefully by that time Dallas would have traded up and taken him. But that's just my own personal. I wouldn't love affair there.
Oh, right. I'm not going to be surprised though. Well, like Teddy Bridgewater, he's gonna because I thought Denver might take quarterback, but now Teddy might be the old Denver quarterback.
Well, I mean, he will, but that doesn't mean that that's the long-term deal. If Teddy never got hurt and blew his knee into 97 pieces, Teddy could be their franchise quarterback. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. He's just not, Teddy's a good quarterback, but he's just not going to be that dependable. I mean, with his injury, and that's unfortunately it is what it is. But Denver they haven't picked a quarterback right since fucking Elway.
Yeah, and they could. I could see them trying to take Trey Lance too. They just got the veteran guy. who can, set up somebody like Fields or Trey Lance in Denver, sit behind him for a year and take over after. Or when he blows out his knee again, take over then.
And they got their receivers. They're all right. They got Judy. They got Hamler. They got what's his name? Portland Sutton. Is it Portland Sutton? Is that right?
Yep.
So they got some wide receivers. Now they need someone to throw in the ball. So I think they, again, if someone's there, they probably should go quarterback.
Yeah, and then he did all right last year. I think he only missed one game, two games. He started all but one or Teddy started all but one or two last year.
I'm going to be really intrigued to see what, the Carolina is going to be the most, for me, interesting team to watch. You got McCaffrey, who's arguably the best player in the league. And, now you've got Darnold on a new team without Adam Gase, but hopefully Adam Gase didn't ruin him, too much. And I think DJ Moore is underrated at a receiver. Yeah. They do have Robbie Anderson. You don't hear a lot about him anymore for obvious reasons, but he's still a good second guy, and it'll be interesting. I'm intrigued to see how Carolina does with that. And Matt is the coach.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's all about Darnold, right? And yeah, maybe their defense. I don't know how great their defense is or not, or what they have there, but I mean, their offense is there, right? I mean, there's guys there. It's okay at the quarterback position. How many times can you dump it down to McCaffrey, and then what can you do, get on the outside with Moore and Anderson, who are burners? Simple as that. Now, if by some forsaken crazy ass reason Kyle Pitts dropped there for however, you take him immediately. Mm-hmm. Then I think your offense is pretty well set.
That will be wild. We'll see. And then, Dallas at 10, I could see them drafting or trading back, because if all those guys are still there, those corners, I could see them trading back with somebody like New England, who's just at 15. If they wanted to get that quarterback, if they're still there, drop back spots, get another number one or a 2, whatever. And then
they don't. That's the thing, though, is a lot of people are saying that they don't need picks. They already have picks. I think they have 10 picks, maybe, because they got those Jesus Christ! They got the extra fucking picks. They have plenty of picks. They've made trades to get picks. I don't think Dallas needs to move back. The only thing they need to move back for is if the Patriots trade them Stephen Gilmore to move up to 10. That would be, if they swap and say no picks, Gilmore to move up 5 spots, I'm down with that. But Dallas has to think, can they win now? Is that the mentality they're in? Because if not, there's no point to get Gilmore, because he's only got a couple years left in his prime. But if they think that that's what they need to win right now, and that's what they'll do besides the other couple pieces they'll get in the draft of offensive linemen and whatnot, then do it. If not, if you don't think that's the answer, you draft Surtain there at 10. Unless he's gone, then maybe, you decide to move back. But everything I've heard is that they have absolutely fallen in love with Patrick Surtain. And if he's there, that should be the pick of the Dallas Cowboys, which I'm kind of excited about, because I heard he's going to be in Cleveland too. So that would be really awesome.
So they like Surtain.
That's what I'm hearing. That's the plan. They say, like you said, unless something crazy happens, or last minute call maybe for Gilmore, but everything I'm hearing is they like Surtain there at 10.
You don't think what about Horn at South Carolina?
I mean, if they move back, he would be fine. I think Farley, they've gotten some medical history and some shit off of him as well. So I was originally on the Farley train, and when more stuff like that comes out, it's kind of like, I don't know. So I'd prefer to get someone a little safer, like a Surtain or like Horn. But I mean, they need to draft a corner, and then they need to draft offensive linemen. That's what they need to do. They need their second round pick or whatever needs to be a good offensive lineman, and they need to build back that way. They need to have a non-sexy draft of solid talent who can help them. Some of them can help this year, others will help down the road, because that's what they need. I mean, they still have relatively young team.
So, what do you think? I know New England. I was looking at New England, just bouncing around other teams. They were looking at Fields. They've been at both his pro days. Even McDaniels was there for the second one. If he's there, obviously, or even if he drops a little bit and these other quarterbacks are taken, you think New England tries to get up there and get Fields, or just sits and waits for him?
I mean, spring chicken Cam Newton ain't walking back through that door. So they would be
no
smart.
Chicken, man. They got to get somebody. And if they get somebody, if Justin Fields' best round end up in the Patriots' hands with Cam Newton there showing him the ropes, man, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, that would be a great scenario for him. And you're right. I mean, it's one of those things that you put him with Belichick, you put him with Newton in that offense with McDaniels. I mean, there's potential there, and I think that the Patriots always trade back, right? They're always trying to get more picks. So this year, as unpredictable as I think this draft is going to be, because I really do think it is. I think it's going to be absolute crazy ass first 10 picks, maybe 5 picks. It's going to be nuts the whole first round. This would be something where New England would trade up. I could see it because they always trade back. No one's expecting it. Everyone's up. New England stays put. New England trades back. So for them to move up, I would not be shocked if that happened for them to get, a Fields, or if Fields is gone, maybe they get Trey Lance.
that'll be good. And then what I think is going to be an interesting one, I'll just drop in honor of the old wifey. I think the Steelers, man, they're going to need a running back with Connor leaving, going to Arizona.
They need a quarterback too.
They'll get it. They'll get that eventually, in about 6 years, because his ass ain't leaving. Medium Ben or Big Ben or whatever the hell he is now.
Fat boy.
Flapjack Ben.
Flapjack Ben. I think Biscuit Ben. I think they're going to go after Najee Harris, man. I do.
They need a quarterback.
I mean, he fits that mentality, but you're right. Hey, and you never know. Maybe they fucking trade up and go grab a quarterback. I mean, That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be one of those crazy, you're not expecting it sort of thing drafts. And I think some shit could go down, man. I really do.
Yeah, because they're going to need somebody to be able to throw the ball more than 10 yards in the air.
Yeah. All right. Well, Bear, have fun at the draft tomorrow. I'm interested in hearing how it goes. And speaking of which, we won't go too far into this. We can just make a few comments. But on April 29th, so on this day, 35 years ago, Bo Jackson was the first pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, Bo Jackson, we can make a few comments about him. He was our guy to talk about today. The guy was just a freak of nature.
Yeah, and he knew better not to play for the Buccaneers.
Yes, he
did. I was
did.
about to say, that would be a good trivia question. I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's
number 1 pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. I want to say that was the whole reason why he ended up playing baseball in the first place.
Right. Yeah, he was selected first overall. He refused to play for them because a visit to team facilities they said was NCAA approved was actually not, causing him to miss the remainder of his final college baseball season.
Damn.
He felt it was deliberate by the Buccaneers, so he said he wouldn't sign with them. But they proceeded to draft him anyway. He kept his vow, and he played for the Royals.
Stupid Buccaneers.
Just absolutely wild. So his career batting average, let's see who's the closest. What was his career batting average in MLB?
276.
Yeah, 265.
250. He had
that's not bad. That's respectable. For a
20
football player.
2,400 at bats, 840 strikeouts. So he struck out a third of the time.
That's also respectable. Well, Adam Dunn did worse, so it's all right. He was a professional baseball player, not a professional football player.
Yeah, he was a baseball player.
And then he played 4 seasons in the NFL. That was it.
Man, that's crazy.
That's it, man.
Old Bo.
Bo knows.
The most unstoppable video game football player ever.
And he didn't do shit. Hey, here's a fun question for you guys. How many rushing yards did he have in his career over 4 seasons?
3,940.
I'd say like 1,900. 1905.
2,782. But he did average 5 yards a carry. 16 touchdowns, 352 receiving yards in his career, and 2 touchdowns there. Just crazy.
Impressive. Good numbers if he would have played longer.
He frequently refers to himself in the third person. He's had it since childhood, and the reason he did that is he had a severe stutter, and it was difficult for him to say I, and that's why he did it in third person.
That's respectable.
That is respectable.
I definitely wouldn't want to have been the person to make fun of him. I'll tell you that.
Right? Man.
Get your ass whipped. And them fists aren't stuttering. I guarantee that.
Yeah, I want to know who's dumb enough to even try that.
Damn bullies. Goddamn bullies.
Goddamn bullies, sons of bitches. All right. So that's Bo Jackson. We're going to get into trivia. So updated standings. Gray Lamarck at 118. Road Bear 107. Cody Bryant 84. Parrott 61. Peapod 8. Wes Anderson 2. Since 2007, 9 of the Dallas Cowboys' 13 first-round picks and 5 of their last 7 have made at least one Pro Bowl. We'll do it Family Feud style, but each one Gray and Bear get correct is worth 1 point since Cowboys are their team, while each one Cody and Parrott get correct will be worth 2.
That's some bullshit. How does that work out?
So Parrott is not here. And Bear thinks this is bullshit.
Why get half the points? So who cares if I'm a damn fan or not? That's just common knowledge.
All right. So, actually, Cody Bryant, you would be the first one.
He said these are Pro Bowl.
Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Hold on.
Yep. So since 2007, 9 of the Dallas Cowboys' 13 first-round picks have made at least one Pro Bowl. We'll do it Family Feud style, and I got to probably get the. Oh no, we go 1-1.
All right. So there's 9 guys.
You'll just have to let me know and mark them down. I'll try to pay attention as best as possible.
All right, I'll do what I can.
And he said first round picks, right? Not first picks, first round picks.
And he said the Rams never pick in the first round. It seems so it's hard to do the question with them.
Yeah, they don't pick in the first round. But they do win. They do get the Super Bowls, though.
Oh.
Hi, Gray. Passing by the Waterville White House exit. Just saying hi.
What's up, man? All right. What do you got, Bruce Mathis?
I'm trying to think of first round Cowboys pick. Well, I'll get the obvious out the way. Ezekiel Elliott.
Cody. Zeke. Oh, God damn it. I got to keep track of these.
God damn.
God damn. All right, correct.
Fed well. Feed me well, Elliot.
My turn.
Yes, sir.
Zach Martin. Guard, Notre Dame.
I'm typing all that in. Zach Martin, Bear. Guard, Notre Dame. All right, correct. So 1 for Bear, despite being from Notre Dame. Got to give me old Tyron Smith, tackle, USC.
There you go. Cody should only get 1 point because all he said was Zeke.
So Family Feud style, does that mean we each can miss 3?
Yeah.
Oh, God, this will.
For 9.
All right. On to you, sir.
I don't know. What was that dude's name, man? What is it? Jalen Smith? Is that his name?
It is.
Like a linebacker or something?
Yeah,
Notre
sure.
Dame?
Notre Dame?
You can have him. He's a 2nd round pick, but you're welcome.
Oh.
I'm just gonna type it wrong. Bear.
Right. One Desmond Bryant, wide receiver, Oklahoma State.
Des Bryant, Bear, wide receiver, OK State. I'll put that in there.
Thank you.
All right. So 2 for Barrington Cub.
You should tell Jeremy if the Cowboys did more winning, they wouldn't have so many damn first round picks.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I think everyone gets a first round pick no matter what. Nice try.
I mean, when you don't need them and you go into the playoffs and whatnot.
All right.
Yeah.
For me, Mr. Leighton Vander Esch, linebacker, Boise State. Correct. Back to Cody Bryant.
I don't know.
It's 5, right?
Dez. 5. Dez, Leighton, Tyron, Zach, Zeke.
Who'd they? No, there's been nobody really. Huh. No, he wasn't a first round pick.
Well, a couple of these years, Dallas didn't even have a first round pick. They didn't have one in 19.
Right.
Last year they did, but he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Oh boy. Dude, I got nothing. I don't know about Cowboys first round picks. I mean, what is Jeremy doing, man? What's wrong with him? You get a little big head, he's celebrating the Jazz clinching that playoff spot.
So you're telling me you want Cody, Troy Aikman, quarterback, UCLA.
He said since when though?
2007. I'm just
Yeah,
being a
2007.
dick.
No. Well, I mean, if it's gonna go that route, I'd have said Quincy Carter.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, 2000. I don't know. Sean Lee. I don't know. He was either in the Pro Bowl or on the medical reserve. Like so.
Well, he wasn't a first round pick either.
Yeah, I don't think he was a first rounder.
Nope.
Oh.
2 for you. Bear.
All right. Center Travis Frederick out of the University of Wisconsin. He was the last pick, actually. I think he was the 32nd pick one of the years.
Travis Frederick, center, Wisconsin.
Unfortunately retired.
Yeah, no shit. So I'll just give you your 3rd point now. Me. Give me old Byron Jones. Was a corner at the time. UConn. Correct. So you and I are at 3-3. Bear. Back to Cody.
I don't know, man.
2 left,
Michael
man. Cody, Michael Irvin. All right. Back to Bear. Bear, there's only 2 left, man.
Yeah, this is where I knew I was going to get into some trouble here because I'm trying to think because I can think of other first round picks and I know they haven't done jack fucking shit. But I have a feeling there's years where they had 2 that I can't remember right now.
Jeremy says he should get a point for that guess.
Oh man. I have a feeling it's going to be before it's going to be the 07, 08, 09 years, and I might lose this battle. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, my boy was. I think I'm a year off, but I'm gonna go with DeMarcus Ware. I think he was 06, but it might sneak into 07. I just can't remember.
Thought he was 05.
I think I'm wrong there.
Because we got him and Spears in the same year.
I think that was 06.
It was 05 or 06. I'm gonna. I think I have the year. I think I'm in the right spot for the year, but I can't remember if he made a Pro Bowl. But I'm gonna go with old Jerry's boy, Felix Jones, Arkansas running back. I just don't know if he ever made it though. X. Damn it. All right, back to you.
This is where it's going to get really tough. I'm really trying to dig in here and think. I can't remember who was 11 at all.
11 was that was Dez or Tyron, wasn't it?
I think Dez was 2010.
Then it had to have been Tyron.
Yeah, just trying to. Yeah, dude, I'm blanking because I know there has to be the 07, 08, 09, and I can't think of any of those guys. I'll go with. Well, I know fucking Claiborne didn't. Let's go with Mo Claiborne just for fun. Maybe he made it with some other team. I don't think he did. Money Mo Claiborne.
Morris Claiborne. That's a good guess. Ooh, you know what? You just reminded me of another corner we had. Mike Jenkins.
I don't think he was a first rounder. Can't remember though. He might have been one of the 08 or something.
Let's see. Oh, Mike Jenkins is right. There we go.
Wait, does it have a year?
Here, let me ask him what year for Mike. It's got to be like 08. He says
he was out of South Florida.
He says 10. Yeah, he is South Florida. He says 10. That's Dez. But we did.
Dez might have been 11, but I thought Dez was 10 too. Maybe they had 2 picks.
Tyron was 11. Well, I think they had. See, I know one year they had 2. But you're right. I don't know. We'd have to go back and look. All right. Back to you.
With one more, right?
Yep.
God damn. Just trying to rack my brain.
He just came back. 2008.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
with Mike.
I knew that. trying to think because 09 they made the playoffs, so that's why I was trying to think of like 07, 08. I'm gonna have to give a guess, but I don't think any of them are gonna be right. Blanking here on my first rounders.
Last one. Oh, this last one, 2007. He gave us the hint.
Shit. Yeah, that was my exact worry. 07 Cowboy.
You got one strike left.
Just trying to think of that 09 team that lost to the Giants. See who is on it. Fuck.
I think I got it. I
want to say we had a safety that was half decent, but I'm blanking right now. Did we have a Roy Williams on the defensive side of the ball? I'm gonna go Roy Williams on defense.
Oh shit, he was years before that.
Was it? Damn
Yeah.
it. I
think he was like 2001.
Was he? Shit.
Let me ask him.
I think you're right. It's just, I'm 07 though. Oh man.
I think it's Anthony Spencer.
Did he make the Pro Bowl?
Oh yeah, Purdue. What year was he? No, it's 2007. Roy Williams was? Wait a minute. He gave you an X.
Yeah, then I was wrong.
Yeah, but then they said, what year was he drafted? He said 07. I think he meant. Oh, my bad. I thought you were the last guys. Yeah, I think it's Anthony Spencer. From Choo Choo.
I don't remember him making the Pro Bowl though. I think he might have had one good year along with DeMarcus.
Got a fart. Roy was 2002. I was a year off.
Yeah.
Nice. There we go. Anthony Spencer's the last one.
Was he? All right.
Hey, we cleaned house. That's good. Thanks, Cody, for nothing.
Yeah, whatever.
He got one.
Michael Irvin, yeah, 2. So he gets a 2-banger on that. All right, let's see what we got from him. He'll have to get a better question for Cody next week. All right. So he saw a crazy stat, which he needs to verify, but they said Steph Curry missed his next 500 3-point attempts. He'd still have a higher 3-point percentage than Ray Allen.
This dude, does he have any other? Is that all he cares about? Is he sure he's a Jazz fan? Because he talks an awful lot about Steph Curry for being a Jazz fan. I'd be more worried about why Donovan Mitchell's injured right now and the Jazz are about to start slipping. Get something better than get off Steph Curry. We get it. He's had a great run too the last few games. Nobody cares anymore.
He'll try to confirm if it's true. Come on, guys. You can take the high road and admit when you're wrong. I'm pumped up about the draft tomorrow. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd be more worried about Rudy Gobert being nominated for Defensive Player of the Year and Ben Simmons dropped 40 on him.
Yeah, no shit.
I'd be more worried about Rudy Gobert making out with some more mics and canceling the whole NBA. Oh wait, that was last year. I'm sure he takes COVID seriously now, though. Thanks, Rudy.
I'd be more worried about the Denver Nuggets if I was the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, no shit. So he's going to try to confirm it for us. He's pumped for the draft tomorrow in Cleveland, hoping the Browns take the linebacker from Tulsa or the safety from TCU. QBs are a bit overvalued. How many top 5 drafted quarterbacks ever won a Super Bowl that were not named Manning? Very few. Enjoy the draft. See you for wrestling. Troy Aikman did.
Hasn't been Baker Mayfield yet.
Look how long it took the two of them to get there.
Right.
And what else it took.
All right. Well, we got to wrap this one up and do a quick wrestling show. So thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on the Twitter at Songs by Wes and Instagram at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Work Clothing, Crandall's Quality Landscaping, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com, Sparty Steve. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
With the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Patrick Surtain Jr., cornerback, Alabama.
I thought he was the second.
Whatever. That is Junior.
Save the children.